I'm a physical therapist that didn't start making 6 figures a month until I learned these 3 things.
These are the same 3 things that really pushed me into my multiple 6 figures a month too. So they're gonna be super helpful for you guys.
Let's go. My name is Dr. Odell Miller, and like I said, I'm a physical therapist who want to help other physical therapists and chiropractors simply grow their businesses to 7 figures. And inherently, selfishly, that allows us to see more patients than we ever could ourselves or in our businesses. So that's why we sit here and hand out all of the lessons that we teach all of our clients inside of our mastermind, as well as what we're learning as well from our coaches and what we've done. And if that's you and want to learn how to grow your physical therapy or chiropractic business, guess what? You landed on the best channels on YouTube. Number 1, in order for me to get to 6 figures a month, guess what I had to do? I had to put down my ego. I had to make less emotional decisions. Because one thing that was huge for me in the beginning, I was so emotionally attached to being 100% organic. Organic meaning in my content, I did 0 paid ads. Yeah, that got me to 20K a month. That got me to 30K a month. That got me to 50K a month in my business. But guess what? It wasn't until I shed that old belief of everything needing to be organic and that being like a badge of honor to wear that I wasn't gonna get to the next level. Now we're running ads on top of organic, and now our next goal is $1 million a month. That might sound so big to some of you, which will go into some of our other lessons, but it's now very believable due to me shedding the organic.
Yeah, I think a very similar experience for myself, like if not spot on. Also, just this idea of like, what are people gonna think if we're like paying to have ads or paying to have funnels or paying to have followers or all of these like limiting beliefs around it of what are other people gonna think versus the first time I experienced being able to reach a chiropractor or a physical therapist that had no idea of either of us and honestly had no idea of any of the people we know either that would even judge, and bringing them on and being like, whoa, this is just a vehicle in order to be able to reach these people. And it's like, I'm doing myself and others a huge disservice not knowing how to reach people. And then the other thing that I really had to, that goes along with like ego and shedding who you were or this other thing is, my story is a little bit different because I was in practice for 8 years, right? Like I had built a practice for 8 years and I had so much air quotes sunk cost, both money and emotional sunk cost into this thing that I had built. So I really had to be able to shed how I built that or what got me there in order to allow myself to open up or be able to step into this new version of myself that would build it in a way that created a different outcome for me. That was more freedom, location freedom, time freedom, being able to reach you guys, being able to focus on this. And it was being able to shed the ways I'd always done it to learn new ways of doing it that was actually going to reach these new levels of outcome that I wanted.
One of the number 1 traits that we see in the clients that we help individually that are chiropractors and physical therapists, business owners, is that they're coming to the group and they're open to shedding what they previously known so they can get to the next level. Because guess what? If we knew how to do it, we would be there already, right? So we have to shed what we know and be open, be a blank canvas to knowing what's actually gonna get us to that next level. And that leads us into number 2, which is we decided to invest 6 figures in coaching in 1 year alone. Guess what? We're paying $8K a month right now in coaches. And going back on what I just said is if we knew how to get there on our own, we would be there already. So what we decided to do is stop churning in the mud and find those who have actually done it way light years ahead of us so they can help us get there much, much faster.
I think that's like one of the things is you look at people and you're like, oh, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? And if we don't talk about the fact, like expand you guys to hear, yeah, we paid someone $100K to help us do it. Then we actually like by staying small or being able to say like, oh no, I don't want to like say that out loud. It's like we keep you guys small because it allows you to think that we got there doing it on our own, and that's a lie. And no one that you're looking at has either. Like they're all getting help and learning from other people to get there faster. And the faster that you're able to ask for help, ask for guidance, be able to, you get stronger in that too. Like you no longer feel like dumb or silly asking questions. You're more empowered in it. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I don't know this. How do I learn this? Hey, I was thinking this. And you have no defensiveness in it of, oh, okay, like I'm not gonna do it that way. You're just like, oh, cool, what's the proper way to do it? And then you're willing to try too. you know?
Whenever a physical therapist asks me my number one tip on how to grow their physical therapy business, the number one thing I say is mentorship. Why would you try to get there alone where there are people ahead of you that have already done it, right? Like you're gonna go through and make the same mistakes that they've already made that they can actually see before you're gonna get to that mistake to make sure you avoid it. Very, very important. No one watching this video became a chiropractor or a physical therapist by trying to get there on your own, did you? Think about how long it would have taken us to get our doctorate or even have the knowledge to be able to sit down for boards and pass it if we try to do it alone without having professors and teachers be able to teach us how to get there much, much faster. It's the same thing in business. Why do we think that we can get there alone when nothing else in our life have we gotten to where we are today alone?
Something that completely changed my whole life, like I was never the same after hearing this, is if there's something that you want, right? If there's something you see in someone else that they have, something that they're doing, the only difference is that they have learned a skill set that you don't have yet. So the only thing that you need to do is to learn that skill set and implement those action steps. That is the only difference. They are not better than you. They are not more special than you. They are not smarter. They are not any of the things. The only thing they have done is that, and that is the most empowering thing because the word that we used in that is you.
Mm-hmm. And going right off of that, another thing that they do is number 3, they simply think bigger. All we decided to do was think bigger. Our goals just 10x. You heard me say at the beginning of this video, our goal is now $1 million a month. We're not at $1 million a month right now. We're at multiple 6 figures a month. We're not at $1 million a month. But guess what? Now that being the goal makes everything over here when hitting my first 100K a month, hitting our first 250K a month, 300K a month, it makes it seem so small due to the goal that we have. And then where we're surrounding ourselves in an environment due to number 2, which is having coaches where everyone in that environment is actually at our goals. Our goals is now the average of the group that we're around. Very, very important for all of us to think bigger.
Yeah. How many times do you guys actually stop and think about your life in a way of, if I didn't put any normie constraints on my life, any normie constraints that my neighbor or the lady complaining about their life every day at the grocery store, sometimes your family, that they actually take it through. If I took all of that away and didn't put any constraints on my dreams or what I want, what would my heart truly say? And we say this to when we're onboarding clients, we're like, hey, you actually have to give them permission. We're like, especially chiropractors and physical therapists, they're like, I just want to help people. I want to change the world. I mean, they're on like a Miss America pageant, which we all are. Of course you do. Like you're a good person.
Get into school. That's what you say when you try to get into school.
Exactly. Like I wanna feed the home. Like we're like, okay, of course you do. Like, and that's good. You're a good person. Now, can you just for a second be selfish and tell us if you have permission right now to be selfish and say like, what do you want? What would it be? And it like breaks through and all of a sudden they're like, man, I want to go on vacation with my wife. Like the moms are like, I want to like pick my kids up, or I want to homeschool, or I want like some self-care, or I want to be able to like buy a new car, or I want to build a house, or whatever that is. We want to be able to travel Europe, whatever that is. It's like, cool. Now we're breaking through to some of the things that you want to be able to create in your life, and let's go. So it will take those new goals, setting bigger goals will take you thinking in a different way and thinking differently to get to them. But the very first step in that is the big goal itself. If you sit there and all I ever want is I used to drive a Subaru that was paid off. I paid it for like 10K or whatever. All I want is this and I'm gonna make 5K. The results that I get in my life will meet that. If I'm taking it through like, hey, I want to do all of this in my life and create all this freedom and have all of this choice and all this abundance, like, then I better figure out how to do $100,000 months or $1 million months or whatever that is for you. Now you've just expanded where you're actually asking the right questions. Cool. What would have to happen in order for that to be true? What would have to happen in order for me to, well, I'd have to move this amount. I'd have to have this. This would be, now our brain's starting to exercise in a way that is taking that new life and that new who we are into account and making the decisions that that person would be making. It doesn't come easy or natural because you actually aren't there yet. But to get there is like you have to break through and start to take action through that discomfort,
Yes.
that unknown. Yeah, I feel like a really good example of that, even in my own life, is in my practice. Like when I decided to start doing social media, YouTube, like coaching, the reverbatory, like closest people to me were like, who do you think you are? Why do you want to do YouTube? Why are you recording everything? Why are you trying to pour into other doctors when you could just be pouring that into your own doctors and your own like people around you? And it literally like broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the hardest things. I'm getting emotional because it still kind of is. And I sit here and make this video hoping to share or expand someone else what's possible that will change not only their life, but their family's life. And it's like, this is actually the point. This is why you have to move through the discomfort of what you've always known to reach what you always like have wanted, the impact you've wanted to make, right? It's like, I have to do this because this is how we're going to reach a ton more doctors. To do this because this is how we're going to reach a ton more patients. I have to do this because there's someone out there not telling their message, not switching their things, not growing into their next level, not reaching their God-given potential because someone around them has planted a seed of doubt of, you don't need to do this. That's silly. Why are you doing that? They've killed their infancy dream before it even had a chance. So like you have to get around people and things and ideas that pour life into that. Thank goodness, like I had you next to me going like, hey, you got this. Hey, you've got this. Hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, keep on the trajectory. You're going to impact people. Hey, like that's what got me through that. But I think the third part of that in having bigger goals or having coaching or these things is like, it actually sucks you out of this little container and like puts you around people that are pouring life into you. Mm-hmm. And that's what you need. You
have to think bigger. We highly encourage you to think bigger. And one of the books that we really love is The Science of Scaling. Read that book. It will change your life. Just read that book, change your life, and report back to us how much bigger you're thinking right now.
And then let's do it.
So if you're watching this video, like, and you're like, number one, you're holding on tight to what you previously known. You're holding on tight to your ego. You're holding on tight emotionally to something that you've worked for in the past. Guess what? I will encourage you to become a blank canvas and dive into number two, which is open yourself up for coaching. Open yourself up to learn from those who have already done what you're trying to do. It'll get you there so much faster. And then number three is like to think bigger. Shed all of that stuff. Get some coaches who are going to help you, and then think bigger. Make bigger goals. Don't limit yourself into a box, like she said, based on what others have put on you. Don't put yourself in a box based on what your parents have put on you, your siblings, your professors, your teachers growing up. Anyone that you put in an authority position on your life growing up, don't be in the container of which they put you in. Because guess what? Look at their life and it's not a reflection of how you want to live yours, which is not good, bad, or indifferent. Don't take that advice from that person. Go find the person who's living what you want to do. Learn from them. They'll help you get there. That is huge. And if you need that right now and you need a coach to help you get there, guess what? We do individualized coaching for physical therapists and chiropractors who want to grow their business. And if that's you want to apply to work with us, go click the link in the description and go ahead and apply to work with us. We'll go on a strategy call, give you some quick wins, see if you would be a good fit to help you get to your goals.
So good.
And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. Go below, like this video, leave a comment, hit us up on socials, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Bye, guys.